Several airports across the country are choosing not to play a video from Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, including here in Dane County. In the video, Noem blames Democrats for the federal government shutdown and its impacts on travel times at airports. An official from the Dane County Regional Airport says they will not play the video on their equipment. It remains unclear whether the TSA will play video on equipment of its own. Experts say the video violates the Hatch Act. That's a law congressional Republicans spearheaded in the 80s to prevent the federal government from using governmental resources for political activity.
When you name the opposition party, yeah, you've gone way past the line. It's in the rearview mirror. A very clear violation of the Hatch Act, in my view. Historically, and according to the Constitution and established practice, if a government thinks a law is unconstitutional, they go to court and challenge it. To simply defy it and then challenge it after the fact, I hate to use such strong language, but this is just lawlessness.
Now, depending on how long the shutdown lasts, the battle over whether airports will play Noem's video could intensify.
The likely scenario that will occur is one or another of these airport officials will be fired or ordered to post a video or risk being fired. They'll go to court and challenge that action by the government. There will be an injunction, an order from a lower court, a federal district court, saying, no, you may not require airports to post these videos, because the Hatch Act is quite clear, and lower courts are not permitted to say, we don't like this federal law, or we think this federal law is unconstitutional. They have to issue injunctions to enforce existing federal law. At that point, the next step would be, as we've seen over and over, an emergency appeal to the Supreme Court to have that injunction lifted. And that's procedurally how this would be likely to play out.
Now, we reached out to the airport on the matter. Their statement reads, quote, "The TSA is a tenant of the airport and operates within its owned leased space. As part of that leasehold, TSA displays federal and agency-specific signs and messages within their leased space. These displays are managed by the TSA and the federal government, not Dane County or the Dane County Regional Airport." Well, two bills are headed to the governor's desk aimed at addressing funding and staffing issues for Wisconsin's EMS providers. If signed into law, it would reimburse people taking EMS classes at Wisconsin Technical College for completion of the course and training. It would also send money to technical colleges to help them fund classes and prevent cancellations. It would create an exemption in the expenditure restraint incentive program, allowing joint fire and EMS districts to benefit from more funding from cities and municipalities.
We have countywide exemptions for levy limits, but our coverage areas for our EMS units don't always follow a county line. Okay, so this would enable them to work with an adjoining neighbor and hopefully provide joint services.
The legislation also creates a pilot live 911 program, new technology that allows dispatchers to connect to a caller via video to better respond, give instructions, and pass info to first responders. The legislation received bipartisan support. And the state Senate also passed a measure this week that would require school boards across the state to adopt policies banning cell phones in schools. According to polling from Marquette University, 72% of Wisconsinites support banning cell phones in schools entirely, and 89% support banning them during instructional time. Now, there are exemptions in the bill for use of a cell phone in the event of a threat, medical necessity, or when a teacher deems it appropriate. The bill now heads to Governor Evers' desk for final approval. And a new bipartisan bill would make sports betting legal in Wisconsin. The legislation would amend a current Wisconsin statute to exclude the definition of bet. This change enables tribes and the states to utilize a legally recognized hub and spoke model left standing by the U.S. Supreme Court back in 2024. This model allows tribes to offer statewide mobile sports betting. The bill's authors argue the legislation would protect Wisconsinites from scams, generate new revenue, and better align with federal standards. The bill is also currently circulating for co-sponsorship. And next on For the Record, first responders honored this week at the state capitol. Meet one of those heroes when we come back.